Long before Father John Misty became known for his sharp wit, philosophical lyrics, and theatrical stage presence, he was sitting quietly behind a drum kit, keeping time for one of the most beloved indie folk bands of the 2000s, Fleet Foxes. It's one of those fascinating music facts that sounds almost too odd to be true. Before the grand irony and cosmic humor, Josh Tillman was a drummer in a flannel shirt, blending harmonies and hitting snares for a group celebrated for its delicate, pastoral sound. Tillman joined Fleet Foxes in 2008, just as the Seattle band's self-titled debut was beginning to define a new era of indie folk. Robin Pecknold's soaring vocals and intricate harmonies captivated listeners, and Tillman's subtle, steady percussion became a key part of their live sound. His drumming appeared most prominently on their 2011 masterpiece, Helplessness Blues, an album that combined ambition with spiritual introspection. But behind the shimmering harmonies, Tillman was already beginning to feel creatively restless. During his time with Fleet Foxes, Tillman was quietly writing and releasing his own solo material under the name J. Tillman. Melancholy, stripped-down folk records that hinted at the wit and self-awareness that would later define his persona as Father John Misty. By the time Helplessness Blues was released, he felt constrained, as though his own creative voice was buried under someone else's dream. In 2012, Tillman left the band and drove down the California coast. Somewhere on that trip, the idea for a new character, a strange, unfiltered version of himself, was born. He reemerged as Father John Misty, a name and identity that allowed him to explore art, ego, absurdity, and love with equal parts irony and sincerity. Looking back, the contrast between Fleet Fox's gentle reverence and Father John Misty's flamboyant candor feels almost poetic. The man who once sat quietly behind a drum kit eventually stepped forward to question everything the folk revival stood for.